Most of us are taught that absolute honesty is the bedrock of a friendship. We believe that to be a true friend, you must always show your real self. But sometimes the truth is the very thing that keeps a friend from succeeding. This was the case for Gopal, Arvind, and Sugandh. As children in the village of Rampur, they were inseparable. But as they grew into men, their lives pulled them in very different directions. Gopal lost his father and was forced to head to the city with almost nothing to his name. Arvind stayed behind, comfortable in his massive inheritance. Meanwhile, Sugandh moved away, eventually losing everything he had in a string of failed business ventures. Against the odds, Gopal found success. He turned his father's small savings into a fortune, becoming a self-made millionaire. Years later, he decided it was time to return home and find the friends he had left behind. But when he finally saw them again, Gopal did something unexpected. He didn't show off his wealth or share his success. Instead, he told two massive, completely contradictory lies to the people he cared about most. Why would a loyal friend choose to hide his true self? As it turns out, Gopal understood something about his friends that the truth alone couldn't fix. When Gopal found Sugandh, there were no mango trees or laughter. Sugandh was living in a crumbling house surrounded by parched land. His business had collapsed, and his pride had gone with it. Sugandh was drowning in shame. To him, seeing Gopal's success would have felt like a final confirmation of his own failure. Gopal saw this and immediately changed his story. He told Sugandh that his own business was a disaster, that he was buried under debt and on the verge of losing everything. He then handed Sugandh 10,000 rupees, but he didn't call it a gift. He told Sugandh it was a desperate investment, that he needed Sugandh to build a new business just so they could both survive the coming ruin. Gopal, a millionaire, had just handed over a lifeline by pretending he was the one who needed saving. The visit to Arvind was the exact opposite. Gopal arrived to find a man comfortably settled into a life of unearned luxury, surrounded by servants and fine silks. Arvind was full of himself. He spent the afternoon bragging about his diamond business and his family's status, clearly looking down on the struggling friend he thought Gopal still was. This time, Gopal told a different lie. He claimed he was vastly wealthier than Arvind, that his own business acumen and luck had made him a titan of industry far beyond anything Arvind had inherited. Gopal's wife Gauri watched these two encounters in confusion. She had seen her husband play the part of a bankrupt beggar and a billionaire king in the same week. Later, she confronted him. She couldn't understand why he would lower his status for one friend, but inflate it for the other. To Gauri, these lies felt like a betrayal of their friendship. But Gopal knew that the truth would have only kept his friends exactly where they were. Gopal realized that his friends were stuck in two different cycles. To get them moving again, he had to speak to the specific obstacle holding each of them back. For Sugandh, the obstacle was shame. If Gopal had been honest about his wealth, the truth would have been a weight that kept him at the bottom. By lying about being in debt, Gopal turned a handout into a partnership. He made Sugandh feel like a peer again, giving him the drive to work his way back to the top. Arvind's obstacle was the opposite. He was too comfortable. He was coasting on his family's name. By exaggerating his own success, Gopal gave Arvind a reason to compete. He replaced Arvind's satisfaction with a new target, pushing him to actually grow the business he had been neglecting. The results spoke for themselves. Sugandh, no longer paralyzed by embarrassment, rebuilt his life and eventually paid back every rupee Gopal had given him. And Arvind, spurred by the idea that his friend surpassed him, stopped resting on his inheritance and turned his diamond business into a real empire. Real friendship isn't always about being a mirror that reflects the cold, hard truth. Sometimes it's about knowing exactly what someone needs to hear to find their own strength.